Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to the TMossBoss show. I don't know if this is going to be an extra or an episode, so that's why I introduced the beginning of the episode that way. But anyways, so I wanted to talk on something real quick. I wanted to talk on something a little bit political because here's the thing. Here's a little bit of a backstory on what led to this particular moment. So there was a tweet that I seen where it was talking on Trump supporters. So let me see if I can find. Okay, so there was a person that responded to the tweet. But anyways, it was overall talking on that situation with the woman that got she was shot and killed at the Capitol riots, So for those that don't know that situation, so there was a Trump supporter that showed up to the Capitol, just like all them other Trump supporters. But anyways, I think she was like climbing the door. She did something, but it was either a cop, Secret Service, somebody. They shot and killed her. So overall, though, there was like this like big uproar with Trump supporters saying that the whoever it was, like the cop or the Secret Service person that did it. Hold on for a second. Let me just see, because I'm like, their name is in the tweet too. So let me just see what they overall are. They might be a cop, but they were wearing a suit, so they might be a Secret Service person. I don't know. They don't have like no Wikipedia page or anything. But regardless, though, but no, overall though, my thing is this. It's messed up that the individual, her name was Ashley Babbitt, I think. Yeah, Ashley Babbitt. It's messed up that she died that day, but at the same time, why was she there? Like, that's the thing that people fail to understand. She had no business being there. Yeah, Trump lost that time. Like, he was out of office. That doesn't give you guys the rights to go to a Capitol or to just any place of business, a home, whichever, and just start causing destruction because you guys don't like a political outcome. So it's one of those things where it's like, it is messed up that she died that day, but at the same time, she shouldn't have been there. So that's one of those things where I'm like, I know any and everybody will come up with any sort of argument whatsoever saying like, oh, well, it's a free country. We're allowed to go any and everywhere we want to. Yeah, but when you're also trying to kill people in the process, it's like, okay, then yeah, don't be surprised if somebody pulls out a gun, they start shooting at you and stuff. It's like, you can't like try to paint that picture out like, oh, well, she wasn't trying to do anything. She wasn't trying to hurt nobody. My thing is this, all right? Let's just say that this was a cop. And you just seen your friends get pulled through a door, beaten half to death. And then I think there were some cops that did die that day. I think there were some people on the opposite side of Trump supporters that did die. But my thing is this. You being a cop and you just seen your friend get pulled through some doors and get beaten by a bunch of different Trump supporters. You turn back and look, and there's Trump supporters looking at you in the most evilest, demonic way possible, all right? And they're it ain't like they're looking past you. It ain't like they're looking at the wall behind you. No, they're looking at you. They are making threats towards you. What are you going to... My thing is this, all right? Just even talking to a Trump supporter, let's say you're that cop and there's a bunch of Obama supporters or Biden supporters or Kamala Harris supporters, and they're giving you guys that same treatment. What are you going to do? You have a gun in your possession. You have a license to defend yourself. Or a license to carry a gun and overall defend yourself. What are you going to do with that information? You're going to do the same thing that cop did. So that's why when they be trying to say like, oh, that cop needs to be in prison and all that stuff, I'm like, I feel like that, because I'm starting to see that a lot. Like, there's this thing that just goes throughout social media where people be trying to rage bait, and they be trying to like get underneath people's skins. Because I'm like, I know for a fact that you guys don't look at that situation and see the cop in the wrong. Because my thing is this, what is he supposed to do? Have a casual conversation with a bunch of different angry Trump supporters saying like, hey, guys, calm down, please. Don't do this. Don't do that. Dude, my thing is this. Did y'all not see the same videos that the rest of the world seen? Because I'm saying, like, you guys ain't look like y'all was just having, like, some little casual protest. You broke into a building and were hurting people. So what is a cop supposed to do, or Secret Service, whatever that person was, what is he supposed to do with that information? So anyways, So the person that made the original tweet, they go on to say, yeah, it's just some Trump supporter, but they was like, daily reminder, it's been 1,576 days since the murder of Ashley Babbitt, and Michael Byrd is still walking around free. Hashtag justice for Ashley Babbitt. So I responded to the tweet, and a few people had liked it. Shout out to those people. But anyways, so I responded to the tweet and said, so what would you do if someone broke into your house and was trying to attack you and you have a license to carry a weapon? You going to exercise that license or have a conversation with the intruder? Yes, she didn't need to die, but she should have never been at the Capitol. And then so somebody has said, okay, now do BLM, Black Lives Matter. So that's what I overall wanted to do. So yeah, this might overall be a podcast episode. It might not be an extra. We'll just see. But I wanted to overall compare Black Lives Matter and Trump supporters, because last I checked, Black Lives Matter is a saying. It's just overall trying to let people know that my Black Life matters. Trump supporters, you guys only support Trump. You don't support nothing. It's either Trump's way or leave the country. Do this, do that. My thing is this though. When we look at the difference between Black Lives Matter and Trump, because I'm like, I ain't never went out nowhere and caused no destruction. Even when we're talking 5 years ago, when it was the Breonna Taylor and George Floyd riots, I ain't go out into no building and cause no destruction. But that's the thing though, there are still going to be racist people that looks at my life and they're going to say that it doesn't matter. There's like, you're a black person, your life don't matter at all. That's the type of stuff that black people hear. So my thing is this, right? Let's go back 10, 20 years ago. All right. Let's just go back a day before Trump had announced that he was running for president. Were you guys Trump supporters back then? That's the thing though. That's the difference between you not being a Trump supporter and then overall talking on Black Lives Matter has been going on since what? Since I guess the very first racist moment with a black person. And it's been going on for, I'm saying like my thing is this, 200-300 however many years ago when slavery was going on, was Trump even like was his bloodline? Yeah, his bloodline obviously had to have been started, but was it I guess like as big as slavery, his movement, his support group and all that stuff? No, because nobody didn't know who Trump was. But slavery, people talk. My thing is this, you'll see more documentaries, movies, you'll see more TV shows, all these different here where people are making music, they're writing books, telling stories, poems. They're doing all these different things where they are talking on a black person's struggle, whether it was slavery, whether it's during that Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, like that era, or whether it was the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, all like I'm saying, like even to this present day. The thing is this, the difference between a black person and a Trump supporter is you guys set yourself up for failure. A black person, we go outside and we're worried that somebody is going to try to set us up and do some stuff. And I know people are going to be thinking like, oh, that's just that paranoia. So my thing is this, do you think George Floyd, do you think he was paranoid? Do you think Breonna Taylor was paranoid? I mean, like to an extent that they were, but do you think their outcomes, do you think that they were thinking about those, like that's how my life is going to go out? A cop is going to have their knee on my neck for 9 or so minutes, however long that that guy, that Derek Chauvin guy had his knee on George Floyd's neck? Or do you think when Breonna Taylor, when she went to sleep that night, did you think that she was thinking along the lines, oh, there's going to be some SWAT team? That's the thing, though. They can't plan out when somebody is going to approach them on some weird behavior. But you guys, I'm saying you had to have had warning signs left and right letting y'all know we shouldn't be at this Capitol. What did you guys do? So that's why, yeah, you seen where Trump supporters was getting beaten. You seen where Trump supporters was getting pepper sprayed, shot, all these other different things, because you guys set yourself up for failure. That's one thing about it where and that's one thing I'll never forget. I remember I was going to the store one day and there was these Trump supporters that were purposely slowing down traffic. Like all out in the middle of the roads, all out their windows, waving flags, car decked out in like Trump gear and stuff. I'm saying like, yeah, black people, we might have our moments where we act out a little bit, but we ain't slowing down traffic for political reasons. I'm saying, and then like when Barack Obama, when he had to leave office, did you see us raiding the Capitol? No. Did you see us raiding places? No. When Kamala Harris didn't win this past elections, did we raid the Capitol? Did we raid places and cause all this destruction? No, we didn't. We accepted the defeat and we moved on with our lives. Now we done moved into a part of our lives where it's like we're seeing a lot of people struggling, and it's because of one man, Donald Trump. And the thing is this, rather than trying to sit down and think of ways of how can we fix this country, how can we make this country better, it's like how can we go with this slogan where it's like you're making it seem like, oh, America was great at one point, but let's just say America was great at one point. How can we get to a point where we can make America great again, I guess? No, what he would rather do is make Photoshop pictures of himself dressed up as the Pope. That's what they're spending their time in the White House doing, rather than thinking of homelessness, the fentanyl crisis, people losing jobs, government workers stressed out, like on like to a whole new level of stress. It's a good idea, I guess, to respond to that with a Photoshop picture of Trump as the Pope on the official White House account. That's what he's doing with his spare time in office, and this is what we're gonna have to be dealing with for the next 4 years. I'm saying, like, you know, at the end of the day, look, if you're a Trump supporter, fine, cool. You are a Trump supporter. You can, and here's the thing, you can stop being a Trump supporter at any given point in time. And that's the thing, nobody will ever know. The difference between you being a Trump supporter and me being a black person, I can't just wake up one day and stop being black. And even if that was given that choice, I'm not going to take away something that it's like it's been given to me and I'm supposed to make the best out of it. But that's the thing, that you got people out there where it's all like, yeah, you're going to have people out there that's going to talk about Black Lives Matter. I'm like, look, if we're going to talk on that day where it was them Breonna Taylor and George Floyd riots and there was people looting buildings and all that stuff, that's on them. They ain't had nothing to do with us. We were out there for a completely different reason. Now, whatever them people were doing, you got to go off of on them on that. But they wasn't a part of us. I'm like, because it's one of the, and the thing is this, I know there'll be people out there about like, oh, well, they were wearing Black Lives Matter shirts, they was wearing Black Lives Matter gear. I'm like, my thing is this, if you know you're going to go out and commit a crime, what are you going to do, I guess, to avoid getting caught or caught by the police officers, cops and stuff? You're going to blend in with the crowd. So my thing is this, if let's just say I'm a thief, I know I'm getting ready to go out to, because yeah, they were like, they broke into Nordstrom's, they broke into all these different stores. My thing is this, right? There's a bunch of Black Lives Matter protesters outside. Let me just go ahead, get a shirt, get some white tape or something that's white. Draw Black Lives Matter or BLM across my shirt or whatever, put on a mask, start robbing these stores. All of a sudden, oh yeah, I got shoes, I got TVs, I got this, I got that. Those are rioters, those are looters. They ain't had nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. Now, yeah, my thing is this. There are a few shady people within the Black Lives Matter conversation where they're misusing that saying. They're wanting to take advantage of that saying. But there are people out there in the world that is spreading them three letters, them three words, where they just want a black person's life to matter. So at the end, my thing is this. Again, you guys got that God-given right to stop being a Trump supporter. It's the easiest thing that you can possibly do. And it's probably the safest thing that you can possibly do. But that's the thing, though. Where there are Trump supporters, they really have their minds made up. Where they're all like, oh, Trump ain't doing anything wrong. He's the greatest president of all time. My thing is this. What has he, and you know that's a question I have for Trump supporters. What has he done for you personally? Like that one Trump supporter, they ain't never had no contact with him whatsoever. What has he done for you personally? That's what I would like to know. Because I'm like, if he's done something for you personally, then I'm like, oh, then I can see why that you voted for him. But I'm saying, if all he did was take your vote and he went into the White House and just started cutting up, how could you look at that situation as that he did something for you? That's what I would like to know. Because I'm saying, like, as far as I'm seeing it, he ain't doing nothing in the White House. He's not. I know people would try to bring up all these different facts and all these different things saying, oh, he did this, this, and this, and he's only been in the White House for a certain amount of months. My thing is this. It ain't making the country great. It ain't making the country better. We're having it where I feel like that what Trump is trying to do is that he is trying to put the biggest target on America's back right now. And Trump supporters, they're just too blind to see it. And my thing is this: if you're a Trump supporter and you're listening to this podcast episode, you're listening to it for a reason. You're not just like, oh, I'm going to listen to this and get upset and all that. Yeah, there are going to probably be some Trump supporters that, they hear this podcast episode and they're going to get upset and they're going to want to say any and everything's underneath the moon to defend Trump. My mind is already made up. Trump is not the president that we need. And it's one of those things where it's like people will try to say that, oh, he's the greatest president, he's doing this, he's doing that, he wants to do this and he wants to do that. And I guarantee and I promise you, all them promises that he said that he was going to do for this country, he ain't going to live up to those promises. He's not. He's going to do, if my thing is this, if he made 10 promises, he's only going to do half of one of those promises. But he's not going to live up to this quote unquote great president he's trying to be. That ain't gonna happen. So my thing is this: if you have it where the country is so divided right now, you're not a great president. I feel like that when Obama was in office, and I guarantee and I promise you, if Kamala Harris would have been in office, we wouldn't have been going through the stuff we're going through right now. Having it where it's like, and that's like, that's something that I've never seen with presidents before. Like, cause I was born in '96, so yeah, I've seen George Bush Jr. his time in office. I've seen Barack Obama's time in office. I've seen Joe Biden's time in, and George Bush was a Republican, and I feel like he got like a little bit of controversy, but it wasn't as much controversy as Trump. But that's one thing that I've like, that's just growing up, always just watching the news with my parents or just watching the news on my own. I have never seen a president get talked about in such a negative way like Trump has. And I'm like, bruh, you're not doing good things. I don't think he understands that. I don't think he realizes that. And you calling Joe Biden, no, he's a old man. He ain't thinking straight. He's senile. He's this and that. What? Let me just see the age difference between Trump and Biden, because it's not that big of a difference. It's not that big. So Biden is 82 years old. Trump he's 78 years old. Okay, so there's there's a 4-year difference. My thing is this, right? Now, if you sit down and think like, I guess like high school, like terminology and stuff, a high schooler is a high schooler, so it's like whether you're a freshman in high school or a senior in high school. So when I look at Trump and when I look at Biden, yeah, Biden, he might be up there in age. He might be considered an old man. What makes Trump any different? He ain't that far away from that 80-year age group. And this is, you know what, and I feel like it's going to get to a point in time where Trump supporters, it's the ones that are still supporting Trump. They really going to see Trump for who he is, and then they're going to be like, dang, shouldn't have voted for this man. Now it's all like, I ain't told everybody, I ain't promoted Trump and all these other, we're going to see, I feel like that's something that we're going to see a lot. We're going to see a lot of Trump supporters coming out saying like, I don't support Trump no more. I'm done supporting him. Like, there's going to be these ones that were all on social media, all like, oh, we don't like Kamala Harris. We don't like Biden. We don't like Obama. We don't like nobody. We only like Trump. And we're going to see a lot of them just changing that, like, yo, maybe Kamala Harris might have been good for this country. Oh, Biden's term in office, it wasn't as bad as Trump's term in office. So yeah, it's just one of those things, man, where I'm like, yeah. And like Trump supporters, I'm saying, just really pay attention to this guy. I'm like, really pay attention to Trump. I mean, actually pay attention to Trump. Not these controversial, racist, or just overall just crazy things that he says about people, or just overall just stuff in general. But I'm like, really pay attention to this man. I'm like, watch him. Like, understand that this wasn't the president that we needed in office. My thing is this: you trusted a man pushing his 80s than a woman that's in her 40s. Kamala Harris ain't that old. What is she, like 40 or in her 50s or something like that? She's 60 years old. Dang. I thought she was like, I thought she was maybe like 49 or like 54 or something. That's crazy. All right. So, but anyways, I would have trusted her in office over Trump. I'm just going to say that. That's who I voted for. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.